he was telling the boys, "Boys, hurry up, I'm hurting, I'm hurting." He was saying this in Czechto. "Kluci, chvátejte, já moc bolím." So Father Dostal laid next to him, and they transferred blood from Father Dostal's veins to Dad's veins by inserting needles into the veins and from one to the other. And that's the way my dad got some blood.
Heinrich's brother Stanley was killed in an automobile accident on February 9, 1934. The driver of the car was a neighbor, Frank Ketcher. Stanley and he had spent the afternoon in Fort Atkinson discussing the corn and hog reduction campaign. Within a mile of Little Turkey, their car skidded into a 3-foot ditch and turned over. Stanley had severe head injuries and was pinned under the automobile. He remained conscious and was rushed to the New Hampton Hospital, where he died 2 hours later. Stanley Dostal was born August 6, 1888, in Boršice, Moravia. He was 17 years younger than his brother Heinrich. He arrived in America at the age of 11. Stanley can be seen in the top row, right side, of this photograph. Standing next to him is his brother Vaclav. Seated are their cousins, Joseph and Agnes. Joseph and Agnes were Raymond Dostal's children. Stanley served in the infantry of the 83rd Division during World War I. Upon returning home from war, he married Lucy Pacoda. They were married November 4th, 1919. Lucy is seated, wearing her wedding dress. My grandmother Ludmilla is her attendant. This photograph shows several of the original Dostal immigrants. Pictured on the top row, from left to right, are Lucy Dostal, Stanley Dostal, Josephine Dostal, and Vaclav Dostal. The woman in the center of the bottom row is my great-great-grandmother, Marie Dostal. On Valentine's Day, February 14, 1934, the Decor Journal printed Stanley's obituary. His funeral was attended by 20 priests and one of the largest ever held in Little Turkey. His brother, Reverend Vaclav Dostal, said the Requiem High Mass. Stanley left behind his widow, Lucy, and 6 children. Frank Ketcher survived the accident, but guilt later led him to commit suicide near the Dostal farm. Ironically, Stanley's son Louis, who was also a veteran, was killed on August 8, 1961, in an automobile accident not far from Little Turkey. Lucy remained on the farm until she died on December 19, 1960. The Dostal family farm now looks much as it did in the 1930s. The area surrounding the farm is very flat. Only Mildred Dostal, Stanley's daughter-in-law, now lives on the farm where she raises pigs and cows. Later that year, on Wednesday, July 25, 1934, the Decor Journal reported the death of Heinrich's mother, Marie Dostal. She died on July 18, 1934. Her obituary read in part, "Grandma Dostal, as she was known to thousands of her friends, lived to be a ripe old age. At the time of her death she was 86 years and 7 months old. God blessed her with a large family of 11 children. Of these, 5 were consecrated to the service of God. Grandma Dostal was beloved by all that knew her. She was most kind and charitable to everyone, especially the poor. Her son, the Reverend Father Dostal, celebrated the Requiem High Mass." Marie Dostal was buried in St. Mary's Cemetery in Little Turkey alongside her husband, Ignatius. Also buried in the cemetery are Stanley and his wife, Lucy, and their son, Louis. 3 generations of Dostals now lie buried in the small cemetery located only a mile from the original family farm.